Namaskar, Sadhguru,
Namaskaram.
and welcome to Dialogue. For me, you define life as an assortment of certain time and energy. That's what I've heard you saying, that's what life is. I would like a little bit of an understanding on that. But I would tell you the way I look at life, and I want you to either examine that or correct me. For me, life is an assortment of various interfaces that I manage. I will talk in the language that I can understand. Various interfaces that I manage. Like you said, that the family is the closest interface that I manage. Then comes maybe my friends, the other circle, colleagues, nation, environment. And I believe, how do I manage these interfaces? I'll have to create a win-win in each one of these interfaces. Because if I take more and give less, the interface would not be in equilibrium. For instance, we've taken more from the environment and given less. So it's now global warming, it's hitting us back. So I remain conscious about each of these interfaces, and I try to create a win-win situation. And how do I do this? I took out three levers, three ammunitions that I have. So first is that I try to remain true to my duty and myself.
Who fixed this duty?
I'll come to that. True to whatever I can comprehend is my duty, or I'm open to understand my duties from anyone. Sometimes society fixes it, sometimes my organization fixes it. So I have certain duties, or sometimes I fix it. The second is I believe in living and letting live. And the third, consciously I don't do harm to anyone. With these three ammunitions, I try and manage the interfaces, and that's how I live my life. That's what life is for me.
So essentially, when you say interface, you're trying to define your transactions with the world around you.
Correct.
Let me do, because you said if possible, if it's necessary, you can correct.
Absolutely.
So let me lock you up in a really dark room where you can't see anything, can't hear anything. Are you still there?
I'm there, but of course I'm still
Are you there?
I'm there.
You're there, so you exist.
Right.
You think life is an existence or you think it's a transaction?
I think life is a journey. It's a journey, and
No,
during
even if you're in a dark room, you exist, right?
I exist.
Yes.
But that's not the life
See,
I'm living.
No.
If I'm
See, there are two aspects of life. This is life, which is alive right now.
That's right.
What I do also in English language, you call it life, but it's a transactional life. So the transactions of life can happen anyway depending on the times in which we live and where we live. If you were here 1,000 years ago, you wouldn't be interviewing me.
Absolutely.
Even if you were talking to me, they wouldn't be recording it.
Right.
All right?
Right.
So what we're doing right now, our transaction, is a consequence of the times in which we are.
Absolutely.
So let's keep the transactions aside. Transactions of life are a consequence of various things, particularly times in which we exist.
It is a consequence, but if I stop transaction, do I still live? Can I have an example where I'm still living and there's no transaction happening?
Oh, you'll live wonderfully well.
Right?
So let's differentiate between life as an existence and life as a transaction. Which is first?
Life is an existence
Yes.
is first.
So let's talk about that. Life as an existence, if I lock you up in a dark room where you cannot see anything, you cannot hear anything,
I can breathe, and if the food is there…
still you're very much there,
Right.
you exist.
Right.
Only because you exist, transactions may happen, may not happen. Different people conduct their transactions in different scale and different modes and different fanciful ways.
But transaction must happen. It may not happen. Can
There
you
is
give me
no
an
such
example?
thing as it must. Existence must be there.
Yes.
Your existence is important.
Absolutely.
Transaction is a question of the times. How much transaction? So earlier we were talking about if it was another time, because you started the conversation like this, if it was another time, your transactions would be 10% of what it is today.
Absolutely. But I still have to
But still you were
transact.
fine, your life was good.
No, but without transaction, I just live like, as you said, the existence. But that's not the life you'd recommend anyone.
No, it's not about what I recommend. We are looking at how life is made. See, my opinion, your opinion is not important.
No, that's why I'm
The
cross-validating
important thing
it.
is, no. Whether it's my opinion or your opinion, both opinions are not important. Today we've reached a world where I value your opinion, you value my opinion. This is a deal between two ignorant people.
Right.
Okay, you scratch my back, I scratch your back, because if you question this, everything will collapse. So let's question that. If there is no transaction, if you simply sit here, you will be wonderfully alive. I must tell you this. These days they're not giving me much chance, but if I close my doors, let's say I'm not available for 4-5 days, I don't read, I don't watch something, I don't look out of the window, simply just living. Not talking, not listening, not doing something, not thinking. For 4-5 days, I don't even have a single thought in my mind. Suddenly, life will burst forth because in these transactions of the surface, you're missing the whole glory of life. Your existence is most important. Transactional means it's like this. Right now, to earn a living, or to make some wealth, or to form relationships, or to do something else, whole thing is going on. Have you ever been to somebody's funeral?
Yes.
You have. You see that man, the perfect man, or at least perfect posture, he's always like this.
That's right.
Nobody can maintain that posture like that guy.
Right.
He's like dead and like this. You go and tell him in his ears, you have just won 100 crore lottery. The guy's not interested. You tell him, we have found the biggest Kohinoor in your backyard. Not interested. You tell him the most beautiful woman in the world wants to marry you. The guy's not interested. Yesterday he was jumping all over the place. What happened?
He died.
No.
His life came to an end.
That's a simple explanation. That's not it. What has happened is, the only thing that you have has been taken out, which is life. Rest is all your imagination. 100 crores, Kohinoor diamond, man or woman, whatever nonsense is all in your imagination. Or in other words, essentially, you are misunderstanding your psychological reality as existential. If you don't separate these two, you will be sleeping in the garbage bin. If you're out of it, garbage bin is very useful, most useful thing in your house actually. But if you sleep in it, life is not good.
Yeah, right. But you know, like the way you said that sometimes you have the liberty of sitting and doing nothing, I think only in your conversation you said that by whatever means the parents have amassed that much wealth that the kid can afford to do it. Otherwise, in normal life, I don't think anyone would be afford to just not do anything, no transaction, and still exist in life.
See, you don't have to be like that all your life, all right?
Yes, take breaks. That's
No,
fine.
no. It's not a break. If you think people go on a vacation, they have stopped their transactions, they've just changed their transactions, that's all. Instead of dealing with office, they're trying to manage the family.
That's right.
All right? Or maybe a friend or something else or a situation. So transactions are
Never
not
stops,
gone.
yeah.
I'm saying because it doesn't stop, in the beginning itself, you made a theory that transactions are my life. Transactions are not your
You're
life.
not existential
You are
life.
alive.
I'm alive.
You
That's
are alive. You can transact. If you transact consciously and you knowing that I am alive anyway, and you transact consciously, now you can determine the nature of your transaction, then you don't need all these simple theories, be honest, be dutiful,
So those
this
are
one,
the
that one.
guiding principles,
No,
otherwise I'll be all over.
That's what I'm saying. You will not need those guiding principles.
Duologue with Barun Das featuring Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev. Streaming on the world's first news OTT, News 9 Plus. Download now.